Hello students, I am Dr. P.C.Kambodia, Associate Professor in the Department of English, BSR Government Arts College, Alwar, Rajasthan. This video is for the students of BA Part 2nd, English Literature Paper 2nd. In this video, we discuss Ibsen's Doll's House, and the topic that we are going to take up is the closing of this play. Towards the end of this play, Helmer opens the letterbox attached to the gates of his house. He brings a key and opens the lock and takes out the mail posted to him. He takes two cards, and there is a cross mark on both of these cards. Having seen those cards, he understands that Dr. Rink is no more. He tells about this sad demise of Dr. Rink to his wife Nora. She is also depressed and disappointed, and both of them talk. Whether those two cards were placed by Dr. Rink when he was going away from their house, or did they receive those two cards after some time by the post? Because the letterbox is not opened generally almost daily. Sometimes it is opened with a gap. Then they scrutinize the other mail received to them, and then they discovered that IOU is also there. IOU is the form of guarantee that the bank sends them back to the borrower of the loans. When they notice IOU of the loan that Nora took, then both of them are happy because the loan has been repaid and there was no risk neither to Nora nor to Helmer, because Krogstad was earlier against them, and he knew that Nora's husband is going to offer his job to Christine. But Christine and Krogstad shook hands in order to marry as a widow and widower, and to keep the employment within the bank either to Krogstad or to Christine. Then Nora was involved in a case of bribery, and then she was also involved in the case of forgery because she had put proxy signature on the IOU form. Her father was already dead, and when she signed the IOU for proxy signature of her father, at that time father was no more. He had already expired. She wanted to have this loan because her husband Helmer was seriously ill. He was suffering from tuberculosis, and he was to be taken to warmer place towards south, and he was took to Italy. For all this she needed money. She had no other source than to take the loan. Then the guarantor was also not available. Such circumstances forced her to put proxy signature. Then She tells her husband that even if the way of taking the loan was wrong, but she had to take the loan in order to keep her husband safe, and the money was spent totally for this purpose of treatment. Then her husband Helmer accepts that whatever Noora has done has not been done for the wrong intentions, but the way was wrong because he is a banker. But anyway, the both of them have been saved. Then Noora is bent upon to leave the house of Helmer. She says that she would not continue living in this house. The reason is obvious. We have seen that in the very beginning of the play and also throughout the act first, act second, and act third of the play, she is insulted time and again because her husband does not have a sense of reputation for his wife. He calls his wife as a little bird. He calls his wife as squirrel. And he keeps on belittling her importance as a lady in general and also as a wife. Of course, she is not spending much amount for the expenses of the family, but still her husband keeps on putting the guilt against her and says that she is extravagant. Though she was never extravagant, she saved the amount and she kept on paying the installments, and the loan was finally paid. So she again tells that she is not spending money lavishly. Then we come to the point that how her husband Helmer keeps on insulting her. Helmer says that his wings are sound and they will provide full safety to the little bird, and the little bird is his wife. He says that this little bird would be lifted up by some hawk and she would be killed, and he will provide full safety. This way, what we see is that the reputation of Noora is at a stake so often. And then she reminds her husband Helmer that at the house of her father she was a little doll. Her father kept on pressing hard in order to maintain his supremacy or power. And when she got married and came to Helmer's house, Helmer also started doing the same, that is to belittle importance of ladies and to keep them under full control. Nora kept on bearing this, but there was a limit to this. When she said that she would no more be staying in this house, then her husband Helmer reminds that she is after all a lady, and lady should understand what are her limitations. She should be there in order to serve the family and also in order to serve her husband. She should have enough of love for her husband and enough of love for her children. But Noora is not going to move an inch from the decision that she has taken. She is bent upon to follow what she has already decided. So she once again tells that come what may, she is not going to change her decision. Thank you so much. We shall be taking the remaining part of the ending of this play in our next video class.